Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are, you guessed it, working on a gate. So I've been hustling these things in and out every day because it's been raining on us, and just the moisture this time of the year in early December is not good for metal. So all the stuff that I done already ground on, that stuff will get terrible rusty in no time. The stuff with the mill scale on it, is not as bad. It holds up to the rust a lot better. This will just knock right off with a grinder. It's one side I haven't hit yet, but like on the other side, I just hit it with the grinder and it's much better. But I can't leave these exposed places outside. This will get so bad rusted up, it'll be a mess. And I gotta paint this crap. But yeah, I've been humping these arches in and out, and they are such a pain to move because they're too long for me to span them, and they're too high for me to, I can't span them either direction, so I just kind of have to get up under them and hoist them up and carry them out. It's kind of crazy. So today I'm going skyhook. I ain't toting these damn things out here no more. So I'll hook them up to the crane and swing them around to my workstation. I guess I'm just too old and lazy to be humping these damn things back and forth when I don't have to. So I haven't done like a rig tour or anything. I've been telling people I'm holding that for like 1,000 subscribers, and maybe that's what I'll do. But it's got an IMT 5200 on it. Some guys commented out there they got the same crane up around, like, I think it was Minnesota and Wisconsin or something. So I can't imagine having to work up there. That's insane. I struggle to work when it gets below freezing down here. So I don't even know how you guys deal with like 7 foot of snow or some shit in like one night. So cheers to that. Good luck with that, guys. Stay safe out there. But like I said, maybe around 1,000 subscribers or something, I'll do like a full rig tour. But I think it picks up like, maybe it's rated at like 8,000 pounds or something, but that's like, as short as it gets, it's supposed to pick that up. But it's a badass crane. I have destroyed a couple things with it. I've also had employees destroy a boat with it. Maybe not destroyed some things, I've damaged some things. It had another fatality. I wasn't actually working with the crane the other night, but I told you about the doors. I have to show you that later. The crane had another fatality. Tell me about your cranes. Have you guys wrecked anything with your cranes, damaged some stuff on accident? I don't know. I've used my crane a lot, so kind of had a couple fender benders and stuff. Nothing major, but curious to see what's happened with your guys' cranes, since a lot of you guys seem to be running something similar. Got some crazy stories, let me know about it in the comments. Alright, moving on to the gate. Alright, so, I was talking about how these doors are really, really tight coming in. Well, last night I was coming in at an angle, and it was dark, and I don't know, all the excuses. Anyway, I got the mirrors through, and I don't know, I just didn't remember to look back, and somehow or another I was crooked, and raggy. This is the fatality I was telling you. The crane had another. There's actually the crane hook sticking out just a little bit. Hung this, and that's what I heard when I looked back, and I was like, oh my god, the house, dude. So anyway, I gotta fix that. The wife hadn't seen it yet. I gotta get that fixed. I got a couple extra pieces of trim for when we built the house, some more J trim. I just gotta, I guess easiest way is go in here and unscrew these. Maybe back one, maybe two, so I can get back in there and see how they got these fastened in here and get them loose, and then have enough room to get me another piece of J trim fastened in there. I think it's just a full stick. It looks like it's spliced in right about there. I don't know if you can see it. And then down, so it's a full 10-foot stick. It's a 12-foot door. So anyway, I actually already did it one time before with my other service truck that I don't have anymore. But this one, I've been skating by because you can't see it all that well. It kind of hides itself. when you're driving up to the house, you don't know that you don't really see this side. It's kind of hidden. But yeah, it was on my 3500. I had a weld machine up on the back top right box, and the airbags on it were low, and the truck was leaning coming in, and I didn't realize how bad it was leaning, and that back hook, I didn't see it because it's almost out of your mirror line looking back because it's up so high. I had real high boxes on that 3500, and I just didn't even see I had these big hooks coming off the side of it like I do on this. It's actually this back machine. These hooks I have coming off the back right here. Yeah, see this one right here? It's all bent up. It's all cow-eared out, all funky. Well, that was my garage. Yeah, that's when it was on my 3500. So all that was hanging out, and I couldn't really see it back there looking in the mirror. You gotta really look high to see up there where it was at. Anyway, so I was skating by, but I guess whenever I fix the other one, I'm gonna have to go ahead and fix that one too. I got enough trim to do both. So one more thing to the list. Check. Yeah, this is why you don't need to be using your house garage to do industrial metal work. It's just not good on the garage, that's for sure. I wonder why it's all beat up. But I got a new shop coming. I just got to get started building it. It's in the works. It's just going to take me a little while. But man, I don't know if my personal garage can survive this. It's not meant for this kind of work, you know what I mean? It's taking a beating. Need some heavy steel. Heavy steel bump post situation, not this. Ugh. Much easier. Okay, so I'm all laid out here. I got my two 8-foot panels here and my two 6-foot panels over here on the side and on my little work frame. This work frame is turned out to be pretty well invaluable for this project. It's been great, this little fixture, because you know, I've got a ton of places up here that I could clamp. I was able to clamp everything down almost anywhere. There was always a good clamping spot because it's open, you know, and the frame was also built to the gates. I helped with building the gate to get those absolutely dead nuts perfect, which is what I wanted to do. And then with these frames, you know, it still gave me a nice big workspace because they're not small. I mean, some big suckers. So, and it's going to be invaluable now that I've got to put the pickets in. See, I just took my little angle iron and just laid it across there that I've been using as a backstop over here, because I don't need it I don't need anything level or anything good to put pickets in. I basically do that all by eyeball and my lines that I got. But you know, I don't lay it down on like a flat table and use no spacers, none of that crazy shit. That's just a pain in the ass. Just stick them in there, get them straight, and tack them in. But since these are so big, I can't, you know, a little handrail is only 36 inches high. I can reach across a little 34-inch picket on a table. But with these suckers, I got to be able to stand in there to be able to weld these pickets in and just keep working my way across. So having this low where I can walk inside of all of these frames is just, you know, it's gonna be a lifesaver really. So that's really worked out really nice. My dad came over and helped me build that thing and put it together and get it all nice and level and square and plumb out here in the driveway, and it has really turned out to be pretty awesome for this build. I got the got our material set up. I'm gonna cut 2 at a time, except for one cut on my cut list was all these are gonna be twice because it's an even number of pickets in my 95 3/4 span panel, and then my 79 7/8. One of them, my 68 is only once, so that must be my middle picket or whatever. It's just the one that's just an odd number of pickets on that one. So there's just 168. You say, why don't you just cut all of these the same length and just you know, just whack them out to the longest length and just trim them? Well, it's just, in my opinion, it's more waste that way, you know. Like if I measured it out and I looked to see if I cut 3 68s out of this 2 sticks of material, it leaves me with like 3 foot of material. But if I was cutting that out as 2 61s, that would conserve me 16 inches of picket that I might have could have used on a job with, you know, it'd be a long enough picket. So, and it might work out that it's long enough to be my 51 from the other side because I conserved those 16 inches. So, you know, doing it this way saves material. Every little bit counts. Okay, I gotta make a correction. I would actually, since there's what I got here is this is two cuts of these lengths for one panel. So I actually need to be cutting this not in 2s. The only 2 cut I'll have is at 68 because I'll need 2 of those, 1 per each panel. But for everything else that's doubled per each panel, I need 4. So I'll be cutting these out in a stack of 4. So I'll just put 2 more tubings on top of that and cut it out in a stack of 4. But since I got 2 up there right now, I may go ahead and just cut those 2 68s and get them out of the way. And then I'll start cutting in 4s. Alright. Just had to fill you in on that. Alright. That's what I was happened to think of when I was doing the last video. I set the camera down. I was like, wait a second, that ain't right. So anyway, be back in a little bit. Alright, it's the last cut of 4 anyway. We still got to cut those 2 68s, but I got a couple pieces of material that we've been using to brace off with that I can get those 2 68s out of. Alright, so what I've been doing is just cutting them and laying them out where they go as I was cutting them. That way there's no way for me to get them confused, and that way I can look and see what I got, what I don't got. So what I did was I just clamped me a little piece of tubing, cut me a 8-foot piece, and stuck it in there, a little piece of 1-inch tubing for picket material. That way it gives me something to just butt this up against, so I can then go down there on that end and put an accurate scribe on it. So I can just go along here and I can butt all these pickets up to the bottom right there, so I'll make sure I'm in the right spot, and then I can just scribe that one in. So I'll just cut that one in. Okay, so I got one side tacked in. Just got one tack on this side on all the pickets. That leaves me some wiggle room so I can drop these down. If you try to tack both sides and then you crook it down here, then you'll have to bend the picket to get it in the right spot. So just tack it on one side. But all of them's pretty well. I could eyeball across from that side across here because I went ahead and put some lines up on the straight, up on the flat part of my metal. That way I could look over the top of the picket and eyeball it straight down here on this end. So now we just need to drop this piece of metal I got them sitting on, drop it down a little bit, or maybe completely out of the way depending on how my weld holds up there. and then I can put a tack on both sides going down through here, and then I can go back on the other side and roll down through there and tack the other side of the other ones. So I got about one down. I want to get all three of the rest of these knocked out today. So you come down to this end, you line it up in the center, and then you can just go ahead and scribe it. And I go down through there and do every one of them like that. And then once I get them all, then I come out there and I zip them all off with a grinder. And then I drop this side in, tack them in, go down there, tack in that side, and then repeat. I'm just trying to get them all tacked in tonight. I'm probably going to end up fully welding them because I don't want any water, rust over time draining out of them, so I'm going to weld them up all the way. And that's a lot more headache, but I think that's the thing to do. If it was aluminum rails, I wouldn't do that. Aluminum rails, I just tack, and that's it, but they don't rust. So I'm gonna try to keep from water ever getting inside of these, and then I won't ever have any issues with shit freezing and busting, hopefully. So that's the plan. Back inside. They're pretty heavy now. I got some serious weight on them with the pickets in there now, so it's hard enough for me just to flip them over, which I really haven't even flipped them over. They're pretty heavy. That's really it. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Remember to subscribe, like, and all that stuff.